Okay.
I'm here with Mr. Matt Vincent.
What's up?
He is a two-time world champion,
Twice.
Highland Games competitor.
Yeah. Had a bunch of second places under my belt.
A lot of
too.
seconds, and he's actually finished in the top 5 in every competition. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the lowest I've ever finished. I have 1 5th and 1 4th, and the rest have always been top
3.
Yeah, top 3.
So he's definitely a competitor, gangster, professional. He's also owner of HVIII Brand Goods.
Hey.
A lifestyle slash weightlifting slash powerlifting slash
It's an apparel brand.
apparel brand.
Lifestyle stuff. We make some shirts and hats and whatnots.
Yeah.
It's going well.
Well, I like his stuff. I wear many things, and today we're just gonna have a quick interview. Matt and I have been working on some stuff for his channel and for my channel, and you know, if you haven't heard of him, he's also a great ambassador for many strength sports. He travels the country, travels the world, filming, vlogging, interviewing, working out with all kinds of strength sport athletes and gym owners and anybody in the industry. So if you haven't heard of him, you will, or you should know. So check out his channel,
Matthew Vincent.
Matthew Vincent.
Yeah, I have one of the most common names in history, so
You do Matthew.
that's the name of the channel. Real creative.
All right, so let's get to some questions.
Let's have some questions. Get to learning.
So tell us about, we'll do the typical stuff. How did you get into Highland Games? And
So I found Highland Games. I was a collegiate thrower, so I did shot put, discus, and hammer here at LSU in Baton Rouge, and did that for 4.5 years, the whole time I was in college, and was a very average collegiate thrower, and then got out of that, and then stayed out of the gym for a couple years while I had a bike shop. Then got back in the gym, started doing strongman stuff with my brother and some other guys. Really enjoyed getting back into strength and being strong and that type of pursuit, the kind of stuff I loved about training as a thrower. And always just wanted to keep competing, and so did strongman for a while, and then found a group that was powerlifting here in town and lifted with those guys for a while, did some powerlifting meets, and then stumbled across, there was a Highland Games, which I knew about the Highland Games from throwing, you just kind of know about it. And then from that point on, did one and really enjoyed it, and then found another and enjoyed it, and then started training for it and got better at it. And now we're here.
nice. And how long have you been doing that?
The November of 2008 was my first game. I did 1 game in November, and then I probably did 7 or 8 in 2009, and then 2010 was like a full-blown season. In 2011, I turned pro.
Okay. So in terms of Highland Games, what is turning pro? Would you?
It's a bit loose. We don't have federations or any of that, so we're, as far as any of the games go, right? I mean, they have different classes. You have novice, you have C's, B's, and A's. A would be the top. And as amateurs, you travel around and compete, and you pay a little entry fee, just like any of the other strength sports. Whereas the professional class is invite only to 99% of the games. There's a couple that we qualify for, but basically it's invite only. And unless you've kind of made those connections with athletic directors stuff the year before as an amateur, it's kind of tough to get in. A lot of them are kind of, you're not getting in until someone dies, or you get really good and you were there the year before.
Okay.
So there's this, it's a weird spot, but it's invite only. So there's some politics involved to getting invited, but I mean, the best guys in the world are still showing up at the good games.
Right.
You know what I mean? So politics aren't that big of a deal.
No. Okay, so 2010, you took it full year and kind of turned pro.
Yeah, I won amateur world championships 2010, 2011, and got from 2011 won the amateur world championship, and then that gave me an automatic invite to the professional world championship 2 weeks later, which I didn't expect that I was going to be going to, and I took second.
Wow.
So that was a good, But man, it's a unique situation going into that one. Like I had really prepped hard that year and was throwing very far and was very strong, and had that 2-week rest to go into a big game where I'm not expected to finish well.
Right, so you just go for it.
Just fucking went in, hair on fire, ears pinned back, and just bombs, just giving it hell. And I never was in contention to win the thing.
Okay.
But I think I lost by 4 points, but never was close. But I think I took second by probably as many, for another 4 points.
Nice. So then when was your first world champion year?
2012, the next year.
12, and then the other one?
And then 14. So I won 20, so I took second in 2011, I won 2012, took second in 13, won 14, took second in 15, and second this year.
Oh, you're still second?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had a couple world championships. So I've taken a second and a third. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you won the title, world champion, what did that mean to you? And
everything changed. You get the $1 million check. You get the jet.
The jet.
You get
Highland jet.
hose. You get all the cocaine and things. Take
awesome.
off. Really, what meant by that? I never wanted to enter a sport and not pursue being the best at it.
Yeah,
right?
me too.
That's all that's ever mattered. And I mean, there's really no clout, especially not with the Highland Games. So, I mean, I don't think anyone else can name any other Highland Games World Champions but me. I mean, meaning I am the only one who can name more than me that I know of normal people. So that's kind of how it goes. So just winning alone was really cool because that's what I wanted. And it, I played my cards right and was able to open some doors and really get in front of some different people with at least having that in the resume. Like, meeting Mark Bell and meeting Kelly, it's really easy for them to say, hey, he's a world champion, and people go, oh, okay.
Yeah. Automatic.
Yeah, it helps. It helps for sure.
Automatic street cred, yeah.
Right. But other than that, nothing changed.
Okay.
I've created a lot more work for myself as what I've done.
Okay, so you've done powerlifting, strongman, and Highland Games. What are the differences and the pros about Highland Games versus the other sports that you've done?
For me, I really liked training both strongman and powerlifting. It's kind of that time in my life where I'd gotten out of the bar and I wasn't hanging out a lot, and so powerlifting, especially when I got into, I was doing heavy geared stuff with the APF before doing a little bit of raw, and that was my time to go hang out with guys and shoot the shit. One of the guys I was lifting with, Hunter, was a teammate from LSU, and so it just felt right at home.
Yep.
There were bench sessions that were 4.5 hours long in gear. It's just how it works. And so I got that again, and then I really enjoyed it. I just hated competing in it. I just really hated the competition environment. Didn't like that at all. And I just didn't want to be a guy that trains it but never gets on the platform, right? I like competing, I just didn't like that environment. I felt the same way about strongman.
Yeah.
I enjoyed training it, but then I got to competitions and I was like, fuck man, we're just out in the parking lot in front of like a GNC. I hate this. And the music's bad. It's not my scene. And then the first Highland Games I did was great. Like, we're outside and it's grass and it's throwing stuff. It's far more chilled out. There's little to no like tough guy stuff
no ego
in the Highland Games. Well, there's plenty of ego. We've all got that, but there's no tough guy stuff. No one's mean mugging. Like, no one's fucking trying to play any mind games. We're throwing rocks, and it's the same way the other sports are. It's always been you versus you.
Right.
And the other, the cards are gonna fall where they fall. But for the Highland Games, it just
everything
was
around
way more mellow for me. It was the exact same thing I had throwing in college, but I didn't have to go to class anymore.
Yeah.
And so it was just a great fit.
Okay. Let's see. So you've had a lot of injuries. A lot too many to name, probably. But
yeah, they're mostly here.
yeah.
Other than that, the rest of this thing is running at high speed.
So other than injuries, or this could be part of the reason, but what do you think is the hardest part about your sport and competing, and what keeps you motivated?
The really tricky stuff with the Highland Games that I think a lot of people don't get unless you've tried to throw is we're such a technical sport. I mean, nothing we throw is heavy. I mean, for anyone who's out there lifting, I mean, the heaviest thing we throw, the caber, the heavy ones are like 130 pounds. So, I mean, that's not heavy. I mean, all of us clean more than that and snatch more than that, and a lot more. And then, I mean, the stones we throw are 16 pounds and the weights we throw are 56. I mean, none of that's heavy by any means. The trick is trying to figure out how to be explosive to transfer power from your legs and arms and everything into something as it's leaving. I mean, so it's timing, it's speed, it's power, it's technique, and it's got to be done fast. And that it's always this puzzle. It's not just get stronger. Getting stronger doesn't necessarily make me throw further. I've got to be able to move. If I could choose either a 700-pound squat that I have to grind up for 2 seconds, or I could move 315 at 1 meter a second
Fast.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
I need to be able to do that. And then, if I can later move that 325 at 1 meter a second, that's the progress I really need. That's going to help me throw further. That bounding and running, it is very athletic. And at the top end of the sport, I mean, all the guys in the top 10, I would say, top 10 dudes, you've got 7 of us who threw in college or did track and field. My brother played in the NFL. Everybody was very good at something else.
Yeah.
And worked their way to this. The powerlifting tends to go the same way.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're all throwers, and so it's such a dynamic thing. And so that's the really tricky stuff. And so you can't just simply get stronger and throw further.
No.
And then once you kind of hit this plateau of where you're at and kind of start reaching potential, it starts really getting tricky, because for you to get stronger, you get heavier, which makes you slower, or you lose weight to get faster, but then you're weaker.
Yeah.
And so it's always trying to figure out how to maximize all three,
right,
to be the best. And that's where it gets fun. And you've got to maximize technique too. I mean, unless you can transfer, all the power you're producing into the implement, go throw until you're better at throwing.
Yeah. So is that what keeps you motivated?
Yeah. It's just
being
always
your best.
it's just always chasing that puzzle, man. It's just trying to be the best I can. And I don't think it's as abusive a sport. I mean, there's plenty of guys throwing in the professional class at near 40.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if this is something I can still do for another 10 years and then travel around and get to do that's what motivates me. It's that time on the field and hanging out with those guys and that camaraderie. Like, this is such a small window of life that I'm going to get to experience that, and how many other people don't.
Right.
And so that's what keeps me wanting to train through the off season. Is like, man, I get to go hang out with friends. I get to go hang out with friends soon.
Now your season's how long?
About 6 months.
6 months.
So
it's
it's
6 months
usually-
off, 6 on.
Yeah, give or take. So
Give or take.
we'll wrap up. Last weekend of September is my last game of the year, and then we'll throw again. Usually May is usually when it really kicks off.
Okay. All right, so let's switch gears and we get a little more personal. How would your friends describe you?
I think one of my favorite ways, I remember a buddy of mine, Drew, he said, Matt Vincent, he said, morning person, all around asshole. And it's relatively true. Look, I love having a good time, but I've always been the guy, I don't do a lot of things I don't want to do.
Yeah.
I don't find a lot of, like, oh, we have to do that. Like, I don't have to do shit.
No. You're not trying to please people.
No.
No.
I very, to my own detriment, I don't feel a lot of obligation
No.
for things. I really just want to do what makes myself happy and what makes my wife happy. And outside of that, like, if other things work, that's great. And but I'm not the guy who's going to run myself, dry because, these guys are going out tonight. Like, we have to go. Like, no. And that's been my answer since I was since I was still partying. I remember getting calls about, hey man, we're going to blah blah. Do you want to come? No. Oh, you got something going on? No. I just don't want to go. That doesn't sound fun to me. I'm not going to do it. That would be, I don't know. I think I'm pretty good to my friends. I'm loyal, and
But your friends get that.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. My friends get that. Now, anyone like outside of that circle,
you don't care either.
no,
So.
not much.
No, and that's part of just being honest.
Yeah.
Being truthful.
Right.
Yeah.
I would much rather have, a handful of people that I love than 20,000 people that kind of.
Yeah. Kind of like Instagram followers.
Yeah. I mean, it's all well and good. I know all of you, and you're all my friends.
All of them. All right. So, what are some pet peeves you have? Like
I try
bad
not to
parkers.
Bad parking doesn't really get me. People who don't understand like simple processes at the airport. Like people don't understand how to go through security. People who don't understand like the boarding process, and then like panic and freak out. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Just take shoes off. Just get in line. Why don't you know how this works? Like that type of stuff blows my mind. I'll get really frustrated at people who can't efficiently accomplish very meaningless tasks. That stuff drives me crazy. That stuff will absolutely stress me out. I really hate basic things too. So, like a perfect example of that would be this morning we went to Trader Joe's, and there's kids shopping carts at Trader Joe's, and it says there's a flag above it that says like
features shopper in training. Shopper in training.
That's a pet peeve. Like, ugh. It's just a hack joke that like if you find funny, we have very little in common.
Right.
Like, just be funnier than that. Be more creative than just swinging for the bell curve of Nickelback fans. Just the worst.
Okay. Do you follow any other sports besides Highland Games?
I don't follow Highland Games. I follow the ones with Matt. I don't follow anything.
So no basketball, football, none of that.
No, not at all.
Okay.
No. I just never have.
So do you watch? So in your free time, do you watch a lot of TV? Just like to just chill, right? You're more of a homebody.
Yeah. If I'm not traveling, that's what I'd like to do in my free time is travel.
Right.
But even then, sometimes you got to rest your feet.
Yeah.
And if I'm home, and I'm trying really right now to work a lot, and whether that's on Hate Brand or whether that's my career or whether that's editing, I'm enjoying staying busy.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that'll last, and so I'm trying to just build that foundation now, right? But if I'm going to chill, yeah, I'll watch a little bit of TV. I watch a lot of YouTube.
Yep.
Netflix. There's a couple shows I like. I like movies. Other than that, I like food. That's what I like to do. I like going to eat.
Yeah.
That's why I'm overweight. That's the bane of my existence. Why is food so fucking delicious? That's the problem. I just want to eat steaks and burgers all the time.
And sushi.
Dude, it's so good. I could eat Taco Bell every day. So many people commented on our last videos like, he looked at me when I said Taco Bell and then realized I was serious. I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. Taco Bell's delicious.
That's that truth coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is your favorite movie then?
Favorite movie? Dude, favorite movie gets so tricky.
Okay,
so many different genres.
All right, let's give me one for action. Just a real ass kicker. I saw something not too long ago. Sicario. Oh,
Sicario's really good.
Intense.
And I don't know that I call it my favorite. It's such a new movie, but it's really good. Like Revenant was fucking awesome. 28 Days Later has got to go in my top 3 list of all time. It's just beautifully shot. Like Danny Boyle kills it, and Cillian Murphy's great in it, and it's just great. It's just a really great film. Horror stuff. I really like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I like old Universal horror movie monsters, all the way like back to Nosferatu and those type of things. I really like too. The director from Nosferatu really has a lot going on with that film because it's a silent movie. It's just a lot he had to do to tell that story, and I think it's really well done.
Okay. Wrap this up almost. So you love to travel. What is your top 3 favorite places, and where is one place you would like to visit eventually?
Top 3 favorite places.
Yeah.
Victoria, Canada is on the list. I really love British Columbia. That whole northwest Canada is awesome.
Okay.
That whole Pacific Northwest side of Canada. And then I would say, chill outside.
A lot of shooting out there.
Yeah. And then I like Scotland, man. Scotland's really cool. And then outside of that, I would say Iceland. Iceland's number 1.
Wow.
No doubt about it. Iceland's one of the few places I've ever been, and I don't have a better way to describe it other than, like, as soon as I'm there, I'm really happy and I feel home. I don't know a better way to say that other than it just feels right.
Yeah.
I feel like I could assimilate into that society very easily. Place I'd love to go. Man, there's parts of Russia I'd really like to see, but
I don't know if you're allowed
probably
to.
Australia. Probably Australia.
Yeah. I think mine's New Zealand, Australia.
Yeah.
One of the other.
Patagonia looks amazing. I'd like to get down there. That whole, haven't done the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Whole bottom of the earth thing. I don't even know how you hold on. Doesn't make any sense.
All right, so that wraps up the interview. Matt and I are working on some stuff. He's got surgery coming up, so I'm helping with his rehab. And then during his off season, we're trying to get him very lean, mean, strong, aesthetic, bikini ready.
Bikini ready for the Arnold.
That's right.
So I got these board short length shorts right now. Hide these quads.
Yeah. And we're also gonna try and visit some places throughout the country and eat, lift, bullshit a bunch of people. So look forward to that. Right now we're actually in Matt's garage gym. Just got through a nice upper body workout. It's hot as hell. It's Louisiana.
Used to it.
Actually, it's a nice day,
it's really
but it's
nice.
still 90.
Yeah.
Other than that, look for more stuff coming.
Very cool, man.
You want to shout out to anybody,
Yeah,
your companies?
You can follow me on Instagram. I hate Matt Vincent, spelled HVIII for hate. Check out all my stuff there, or thehate.com. Outside of that, and that's it. My sponsors are awesome. They're all on all my YouTube videos. Check those guys out. And yeah, man, looking forward to what we get to do together. Really excited about working with someone again. It's been nice.
Yeah. All right, thanks, buddy.
Pleasure.
Time to eat.
Yeah.